Hi, I'm Captain Bauman from the Boss Team and a physical therapist. Today we're going to talk about desk ergonomics and how you can change your workstation so that it decreases your risk for musculoskeletal aches and pains. Okay, so I often see patients for tightness in the upper trap, stiffness in the neck and kind of that mid-back area, and just kind of a dull, achy low back pain. So let's look at the desk setup here and figure out what are some of the causes. So first of all, when you sit at your desk, right, often the screens are not high enough, and so then we end up lowering the chair more to make it so it's comfortable, okay? And then in this case, this desk doesn't fit me at all, right? So you should not have your arm pushed up into your shoulders at all, whether it's because of the desk itself or whether it's because of the armrests. So check your armrests. Make sure that when you're relaxed, your shoulders are down and back where they should be, that your armrests are just barely resting on the armrest. They're not being pushed up into your shoulders. That's a good place to start. Okay, so first we're going to adjust my chair. Okay, this is a much better height for me. The desk is no longer pushing my arms up and I can relax my shoulders down. Okay. Next thing, at this point though, when I look straight ahead, I'm only seeing the very top part of the screen, okay? And most of my email work and note writing and everything is going to be more on that lower two-thirds of the screen, okay? So we need to raise the screen. This is one of the most common things that you can do to really improve how you feel. It prevents you from looking down all day or slouching to make it so that you can see on the screen. So my favorite solution is a ream of paper, or you can use some of those. You get a ton of National Geographic magazines, or whatever those things that textbooks or whatever at home. You can use those to raise your screen. So we're going to do that real quickly here. You may need to use 2 reams of paper more than just the one. Okay. But now this fits me correctly. I can look straight ahead and my eyes fall in that 2/3 line. If I would divide the screen into thirds, that 2/3 line, I can see just fine now. I'm no longer having to look down, okay? So now that we've adjusted the arms, the neck, you can have a much healthier posture here, okay? Now let's talk about the lower body, okay? So right now my feet are flat on the floor, so I have the chair adjusted for me so that my legs are a 90-degree angle. I'm able to touch the floor. If you've adjusted your screens and everything else, but your feet are not able to touch the floor, or you feel like your knees are kind of getting pressed up into your chest, you can use either a little step stool underneath your desk if your feet aren't touching, okay? And if they are getting kind of jammed up, then we need to perhaps raise your screen extra so that you can raise your desk chair, okay? As far as the low back goes, right, a lot of times we tend to just kind of slouch in our chairs, and this leads to all kinds of ailments in the low back and the upper neck and shoulders. One of my favorite ways to make this better is to take a towel, roll it up, just a small towel, use some duct tape, and then now you have this almost like a foam roller. You're going to place it vertical in the back of the chair here, right along the spine, okay? So now when you lean back, the towel will kind of compress gently, but it'll help keep your back upright, okay? Some folks prefer the towel to go crossways against their low back. That can be comfortable for a little while, but then become a little achy as just in its own right. So get a small towel and try that and see how you feel. So we went over a few things here. First of all, adjusting your chair so that your feet are on the floor, or using a step stool or book or something underneath your feet. Then we talked about having your armrests and or the desk such that your arms can be relaxed and down without pushing your arms up. Then we talked about raising your screen using textbooks, magazines, or a ream of paper or 2 to make it so that when you look straight ahead with a relaxed posture, you are seeing that 1/2 line of the screen is where your eyes should fall, okay? There are other things you can do too about having your mouse in a place that it's right next to you. You're not having to reach over here, for example. Some folks who have 2 screens may find that a little bit more troublesome. Folks who are on the current corner type desk, you may notice that if you have 2 screens, you're constantly looking one way, but your mouse is over here, and that can cause a lot of stress on one side. So however you need to be positioned most often, try to adjust so that you're squared up to your desk. Okay? If you have any questions, feel free to post those on our Facebook page or give us a call over here at the Boston.